So of course, you also get rewards while improving your skills. So there's nothing to lose, right? So win-win sa lahat. I'm Denise Ken Gozon, so you can call me Denise, Ken, or Len. So I'm a software engineer specializing in iOS development, native iOS development at Finastra, Philippines. I read about StackLeague last year from an article by Pop Inquirer. So I'm sure we're familiar with other coding platforms like Code Wars, LeetCode, Project Euler, but this is like the first coding platform that will be like Philippine based. So it drew my interest and tried it out. Napupush akong to learn something outside my expertise. So I enjoyed learning while doing that challenges. I guess my favorite accomplishment is when I was included on the featured programmers. So my friends and relatives saw the post and shared it. So it felt good that they are like proud of me. Okay, so I guess the national recognition helped my credentials as well, and I was able to have new connections because of it. So like some of the top challengers I was able to connect via the Stack Trek and also on Facebook. So we're friends na doon sa Facebook. So I recommend StackLeague, especially for students and fresh graduates. It will improve your problem solving and coding skills through yung mga challenges. StackLeague provides learning opportunities through different tech sessions, so you can expand your knowledge. You also get rewards while improving your skills, so there's nothing to lose, right? So win-win sa lahat.
All right. So, a pleasant evening to everyone. Hello to all our YouTube viewers. So, welcome everybody. So, welcome to the Stack League Career Session, being a multipotentialite in tech industry. So, I am King, and I will be your host for tonight's event. So, before that, I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions or may queries kayo with regards to the session later on, you can type them in the comment section and we will be addressing them later during the Q&A session. All right. So before we dive into tonight's sessions, StackLeague Season 3 has officially started last February 10. So yun na yung official launch natin. And with that, I would like to give everyone a quick overview of StackLeague or what we have for you this year. So especially if it's your first time to join any StackLeague event. No? All right. So Stack League now in its third competitive year, Stack League of course wouldn't be possible without the support of our partners. And we're very fortunate and thankful that we're supported by the top companies in the industry. So we have here with Packetworks, Microsoft, Colabera, Manulife, Deltec, Coding Chiefs, Recruit Day, Gcash, and Likha IT by Free. And of course, we also have our media partners, of course, who help us reach yung audience natin no, in the Philippines. So we have here the Elongo Tech blog, Phil IT Org, Go Philippines, What's Up Pilipinas. We also have Manila Republic, TechBitPH.com, Backend News, Megabytes, Journal Online, Business World. We also have Manila Bulletin, Page One, Tech News, and of course, Digital Reg. And of course, the same goes for our community partners who help the league reach as many programmers in the country as possible. So here they are. Okay, so enough with that one. Moving forward, here are some of the weekly Stack League highlights that you might be interested in. So this pioneering programming league is now gathering thousands of tech talents across the country. So of course, we wanted to test your coding acuity with the promise of nationwide recognition, lots of prizes, more tech job opportunities, and of course, invitation-only events. We also have here our one of the highlights of Stack League is the weekly top 10. So apart from this, we also have Stack League featured programmer campaign. So all the weekly top 10 players will be featured on Stack League's website and on our different social media channels. And we are hosting different or numerous tech and career session and exclusive trainings all throughout the year. So these events and trainings are all for free. So all you have to do is be a part or just have an account in Stack League. So you can get your digital certificates once you're done with our tech sessions and trainings. And just to give you an idea, the StackTrex or the Stack League is powered by StackTrex fully automated talent analytics and assessment platform. So for the supporting programming languages, we have JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. So you might be wondering how does the ranking system work? So for this season, this is how the ranking system works. So of course, after signing up, you will be at the bottom with 0 points, and all you have to do is solve as many challenges as you can, and you will earn corresponding points. So once you have enough accumulated points, you can now get to the next level challenges where more opportunities are unlocked for you to access. Apart from this, so these are the levels in Stack League. So we have bronze, silver, and gold is the highest. So one of the highlights also of the competition is yung level up prizes. So once you unlock the bronze, you will receive 100 pesos, and once you unlock silver level, you will um you will receive additional 100 pesos, and once you rank up to gold, you will have an additional 300 pesos. So that's a total of 500 pesos. So every time you level up lang yan. So once you unlock from bronze to silver to gold, hindi siya yung every time you unlock yung mga yung mga levels natin. Okay, so since the scores have been reset, that means you get to earn the level up prizes again. So, okay, so we also have our Stack League Playoff Season 3. So, it's a single elimination tournament featuring all monthly qualifiers. So, the qualified players can earn points by solving as many challenges as they can during the competition. And, of course, we also have the Stack League Ambassador Program. So, Stack League Ambassador Program is rewarded to Stack League participants who go beyond the competition through the referral program and, of course, blog writing. You can find the full mechanics, of course, at bit.ly/StackLeague23ambassador. Okay, so some of it might be some old news for you. So these are some new information for our participants this season 3. So the league will now be divided into two divisions. So we have Pro League and the Student League. So ano ba yung difference ng Pro League and Student League? For the Pro League, we have this one open to all professionals who have graduated or have working experience na. No? So the top 10 will each receive 500 cash prize pesos. So yung 500 cash prize is each na top 10. And then we also have our student league. It's open naman to all students who have no working experience. So can be from elementary, if elementary pa lang nagko-code na yung bata, elementary, high school to college. This is open for you guys. And top 10 will also be receiving 500 cash prize each. You can find, of course, the full mechanics at bit.ly/StackLeague Weekly Top 10. Okay, another new information for everyone is the PvP mode or yung player versus player. So it's a one-on-one competition that would allow you to compete with other players from silver to master level to challenge each other, and you will be given points depending on your bet. So the winner takes all, of course, and you can find the full mechanics at bit.ly/StackLeaguePvP. And of course, medyo madami na tayong mechanics na gustong ipabasa sa inyo, but you can find all the mechanics at our website. Just visit stackleague.com/blogs. All right, so let's not delay this any further. I know that you guys are very much excited to learn more about our speaker for today. Okay, to introduce to you our speaker for tonight, our resource speaker graduated as cum laude at Cavite State University main campus, finishing BSIT. He has been in the industry for almost 10 years now and started off as a full-stack Java developer. He then transitioned to leadership after a few years and now mainly focusing on project management and corporate leadership. So, as senior iteration manager, our speaker helps teams reaching their full potential using agile methodology. So, he also trains people about agile in the workplace and leads the other iteration managers or scrum masters. And on the side, he is a freelance actor, dancer, and of course, drug artist. Let's all give a warm welcome to Paulo Domingo. Good evening, Paulo.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, King, for that very wonderful introduction. Hi, everyone. Ayan, we have plenty of people commenting now on our live. And thank you so much, StackLeague, for having me this afternoon or this evening. Ayan. Let me see all those people that we have here in the comments. No, we have people from Laguna State Polytechnic University. Ayan, thank you so much for joining us. And we also have a lot of people commenting here. So, yeah, this will be an exciting afternoon for everyone, especially this career sessions. I'll be here to share some career insights, no, being a tito, ayan, being in my 30s, and it's really a fulfillment for me to share to younger people, especially for those aspiring to be tech professionals, no. So, yeah, let me just share my screen and we'll be starting off with the meat of the discussion this afternoon. So, yeah. Um, yes, Jeline, ayan, thank you so much for joining this afternoon. All right, so for this evening, we'll be discussing about multipotentiality, in terms of careers, no. And you might be asking, Pau, ano ba tong term na to? Ngayon ko lang narinig to, and ano ba ibig sabihin, no, being a multipotentialite in the workforce? And we'll be discussing that later this evening. And to start off, no, we'll be having some icebreakers, no? Just to kick off the mood for tonight. Let's take ourselves back to elementary days. No, imagine we're just not worrying anything and we're just in school, no, and we're just playing with our classmates, and you get to receive these kind of questions on from our teachers, no, way back in elementary. What do you want when you grow up? No, ayan. Let me see nga sa comment section, no? Ano yung mga sinasabi nating common na pangarap natin nung bata tayo? Commonly naririnig natin, no? Doctor, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, ganyan, no? I want to be a teacher, no? I want to be an actor, I want to be a celebrity, no? And yeah, alay na ng elementary. Yeah. But I remember when I was a kid, I was really having a hard time answering that question, and it will give me a sense of worry na, wait lang, parang hindi ko alam yung gusto ko. Yan. But oftentimes, I'll just, fake it and just tell them na, gusto ko po mag-doktor paglaki ko. Ayan. Sabi ni Kali, no, I wanted to be a teacher. Ayan. Ayun. And si Isa, no, sabi niya gusto niya maging lawyer nung bata siya. No, we all have that question. And of course, lahat tayo na-receive natin yun one way or another during our childhood years. Balik tayo ng konti, no, to the recent times. Especially for those students. Oftentimes, nare-receive nyo tong question na to. After graduation, what path do you want to take? No? May mga idea na ba kayo on what path are you imagining yourselves to be in after graduation, especially for the students here, no, in taking technology courses? Pagka-graduate nyo ba, naisip nyo na kung sino kayo? Yan, no? Commonly, yes, sabi ni Kali, no, medyo na lost after graduation. And oftentimes, those are the cases for the students, no? Those are the cases for career shifters. Those are the cases for students, no, aspiring to be professionals. Oftentimes, we struggle to answer. We struggle to answer. Why? Because it put us to the pressure of choosing just one out of those myriad of choices, out of those big list of all the career choices that we have to make. We are just pressured to just choose one, no. And throughout the years, I myself can actually relate to that when I was graduating in college way back years ago, when I was younger, I am really struggling to answer that kind of question. Like, anong plano mo after graduation? I don't know, honestly. And I hope that some of the people here are also relating to that. And I'm here to answer na why do you have to choose one, no? In the first place. Bakit nga ba kailangan natin pumili ng isa lang, no? Bakit natin kailangan pumili ng isa kung pwede namang madami? Yan. So this will be the topic for tonight, being a multipotentialite, having multiple interests in the workforce, and being the techie multipotentialite and the best technology professional that you want to be. We will discussing that tonight. And again, I'm Paulo Domingo, and I have, yes, a long list of name suffixes that cannot fix to this text box. But in in gist, I am the senior iteration manager from Sprout Solutions Incorporated, one of the biggest local companies here in the Philippines. So just a disclaimer, no, the things that we'll be discussing here are based on my personal experiences across years of being in the industry, and also the stories of my colleagues, no, being in almost 10 years of working in the IT companies, been with many organizations. These are personal stories, no, and it might not be applicable to you, but it might be applicable to someone, no. But I really do hope that you get a thing or two for tonight's session. All right. Again, I am Paulo Domingo, and as mentioned, I am a Scrum Master or a Senior Scrum Master or a Iteration Manager. Oftentimes when I'm being asked, Paulo, anong ginagawa mo sa buhay? I always tell them my main job or my full-time job, no? But if you're getting to know me, I'm actually a lot of things. Aside from my career in IT, I'm also a drag artist. I am also a writer, a content creator, a marketing associate, a product owner, an advocate for LGBTQIA plus community, a mental health advocate. Yes, I do also teach sa university before, and I'm also a Zumba instructor. Yes, I am a lot of things. No, throughout these years, people are always commenting me na, Paulo, di ka ba napapagod? 'Di ba? Sa dami ng ginagawa mo, no? Sa dami ng magkakalayong industries that you are able to excel, no? Bakit mo ginagawa 'tong mga 'to, no? I'm always receiving such comments na Pao, you just have one body, you just focus in one path, no? Lagi natin naririnig 'yan. Lagi natin naririnig na we just have to focus in one technology, no? We just have to focus in one programming language, no? Lagi natin naririnig 'yan because the mainstream career advices that we're getting is you just focus in one path. But I'm here to tell you that there will be many approaches in career progression, no? To share what I experienced throughout my career, no? Paano ba nagsimula si Pao in the tech industry? So as mentioned earlier, during the introduction, I used to be a full stack software engineer, Java, and it was really accidental. I actually hated Java before. Promise. During college, I hated that subject. And during those times that when I was graduating na, andun ako sa struggle na I really don't know what to take. No, hindi ko alam anong job ang kailangan kong i-focus. Hindi ko alam kung anong programming language because I can do a lot of things. Like I can do PHP, I can do C Sharp, I can do .NET development, I can do Java. So hindi ko alam, no? But ang sabi ko noon, okay, kung sino yung unang mag-o-offer na company, yun yung kukunin ko. So it just so happened that a Java developer role was open that time. So I took that job. And yeah, across all the years of being a full stack developer and getting exposed with software development to, I am being exposed to a lot of roles pala sa software development. Okay, hindi lang pala developer, no, yung bumubuo ng isang development team, ang daming roles. So it got me interested also in training and development. So I was also able to lead and train people, no, within the organization. I was also interested in UI UX design, no. Believe it or not, sabi nga nila kapag mga tech people daw mahina ang creative side, that's not true. That's not true. So mayroon po tayong mga tao, no, na multipotentialite as mentioned, no, na they can do creative stuff and they can do geeky stuff, no. In my case, I was able to also explore UI UX before. And yes, I was also able to try software testing. So naging QA din po tayo. And I was also able to do technical pre-sales, no? Yung mga frontline natin sa organizations, like yung bebenta ng software and whatnot. So talking to clients, to customers, Also able to do that. And across all years, after all these years, I was also able to team lead na, so transitioning na to leadership, and also to marketing, to also to project management, no, and also to data analytics. So ang dami, no, ang daming naging exposure, and ang daming naging pasikot-sikot nung naging career ko. It's not linear, to be honest. For some people, they can just, focus in one job. But as for my case, and I'm the living proof that it's actually valid, to have multiple interests. Mamaya makikita natin yung benefit of that, no? Bakit ba tinuturing na superpower of having multiple interests and having multiple skills, especially in technology industry. So at this point, we'll be defining multipotentialite. No? So nakita na natin based on sa kwento natin kanina na we're keep on saying multipotentialite, no? Pero by definition, ano bang ibig sabihin of being a multipotentialite? So by definition, multipotentiality, no, is a concept that refers to a person's capacity to excel in different areas, no? So hindi ka lang focus sa isa. And this might be a case of everyone, also for the majority who is watching, na you might be interested in the tech world, but you might be interested in some other things like performing arts, what painting, no, um being a plantito, plantita, psychology, law, politics, no. There are many kinds that, and multipotentiality also honors the fact that humans are complex beings, no. Madami tayong kayang gawin, no. So why settle for one if you can be everything, no. As mentioned kanina, you can do a lot of things across multiple areas of expertise. Like you can be good in tech, but you can also be a good dancer. Or you can be good in tech but wear multiple hats, just like what I mentioned earlier, that you can be a developer but you can also test, design, and also manage projects, no? Pwede yun. So pwede siya. So at this point, we'll also be discussing the superpowers, or I call it superpowers, and the benefits of being a multipotentialite. And ultimately, why is it considered a superpower in the technology industry to be a multipotentialite? First, we'll be discussing one of the major superpowers of multipotentialite people. It's idea synthesis. So what does it mean? Idea synthesis is the ability to use skills in one area to another, coming up with new innovative idea. So paano ibig sabihin nito? Imagine if you are expert in three different fields, like you are an expert in project management, but you are also a drag artist and you are also a theater actor. No, the concepts and skills from one area of expertise to another can also help your other expertise. For example, your project management skills can help you organize your performances in theater, or can also organize your performances in your things that will be needing in your drag performance. Furthermore, your skills in acting can help you be confident in talking to people in project management, no? And these skills can be married to each other and come up with new ideas when faced by a problem. I actually also experienced that when you are being trained to another area, for example, being a theater actor, which really catapulted you to be more confident in talking to people. So it will be an edge for you. So it's really important to explore these new things and marry those ideas all together. No? For the tech sector, if you are a dev and you experience being a QA, and you also experience being um, an expert in data analytics, if you are aiming to climb in the corporate ladder and be what, a CTO or a CEO or a vice president for engineering, knowing these facets or knowing these areas of software development will really catapult you to the desired leadership role that you want, because the advantage of you being exposed to different fields in software development can help you actually be having that bigger picture, in terms of problem solving, in terms of strategic thinking, kasi alam mo lahat, alam mo paano mag-isip ang dev, alam mo paano mag-isip ang QA, alam mo paano mag-isip ang project manager, alam mo paano ang marketing ng isang software product, so it will be beneficial for you as your career grows and as you progress in technology sector, especially for those aspiring to be new technology professionals. Next, one superpower of multipotentialite people is rapid learning, because these kind of people also have similar interests, or different interests, across all fields, So cognitive flexibility and desire for multiple interests catapults multipotentialite to learn something quick, this is their special talent. Bigyan mo lang sila ng isang task and they can learn that in what, 2 to 3 days. No? So ganun yung talent nila. And this is also a valuable asset in the industry, especially that technology is really fast paced. And just recently, the buzz about ChatGPT, being the AI, and um all these AI tools that being released in the market these days, no, na wala naman 10 years ago. If you'll be asking me, pa, what is the workplace 10 years ago? It's really different than now, no? And it's really a valuable asset for any software developer, for any technology professional, regardless of your role, regardless of you want to be a QA, you wanted to be a designer, you want to be a developer. Rapid learning, to able to adjust, to changes in technology. We might not, we don't know, no, maybe we can have a new technology 6 months from now, no, with this rapid changes in the AI. Also, just recently with the AI platform, and no, hindi natin alam yung anong pwedeng mangyari. And as technology professionals, it's also our responsibility to adapt to these changes, because we don't want to be obsolete. No, we want to be relevant, and we want to, contribute at least to the technology community. No, and in line with that, it's also adaptability. No, as mentioned, technology sector is really fast changing. No, we have a lot of technologies now that is non-existent 10 years ago, and these people are forced, no, to learn these things, because we have to be relevant. No, we prevent to be obsolete in terms of our skill sets. No, so adaptability is able to switch gears rapidly, especially in an agile software development. We have to adapt to changes, especially to market changes and new technologies. No, according to World Economic Forum, actually, they are projecting, last 2020, that 50% of the current workforce should reskill in 2025. What do we mean by reskill? It means that we have to acquire a new skill by 2025, because a lot of old skills that is not really relevant nowadays, or will become obsolete in the coming years, would be gone. No, what are the examples of these skills? Expertise in just one programming language. As mentioned kanina, ang daming nangyayari ngayon with the technology space, no, that we have to learn that skill of rapid learning, that we have to switch from one language to another. That will be an essential skill in the industry. I saw companies switch from one technology to another, and they needed to train their developers from one language to another rapidly. So we have to learn that skill, in learning technologies rapidly. Secondly, legacy servers or legacy operations, no, because everything is actually transitioning to cloud now. No, wala, almost all organizations are in the cloud, and wala na tayong masyadong organizations using on-premise servers. So these skills will become obsolete, and you have to reskill in terms of cloud computing, no, kung ano dapat yung in DevOps operations, no, kailangan malaman din natin yon. Also, hard skills without the soft ones. No, gone are the days of the developers being the mahiyain ones. No, one way or another, if you are a mahiyain, no, especially for the tech geeky people, may ano sila may tawag dito, meron silang concept ng developer being tahimik, no, at ayaw magpresent in public. But let me tell you, it will be a valuable asset for you guys to know how to present and talk to a lot of people, because one way or another, hindi may iwasan, you'll be presenting to your teammates, you'll be presenting to organizations, especially if you are pitching a new idea to your workmates. No, hindi talaga siya may iwasan. So you have to, as early as now, especially for the students, to actually be active and be open, no, in learning public speaking. All right. And next, manual testing, because we are moving to automation na. No, manual testing will be obsolete also in the next coming years. There are some organizations transitioning from manual testing na to fully automated testing, because that's the way to go. No, we automate things, we make our process more efficient. No, kaya yung mga manual way of doing things will be automating that. And these are the skills. These are just example of the skills that will be obsolete in the next coming years. That's why it's really important to us, for us to adapt to changes. As mentioned, adaptability and rapid learning. No. So technology is rapidly changing, and with this pace of technology advancements, AIs, virtual reality, data analytics, these are disciplines that are not really existing or not really at buzz years ago, but now making waves in the technology space. And this is the challenge for us, technology professionals, to adjust to these changes accordingly, because we cannot be a relevant professional, or we cannot be contributing to the community if we don't know what we're doing, with these new technologies. And again, adaptability is an essential skill to learn, especially in agile software development, and also with the fast-paced technology changes. We have to really adapt, and it's also a talent to explore a lot of things in being a multi-potentialite. But you might be asking, Sir Pao, ba no? We all know that being a multi-potentialite and having multiple interests in tech sector can actually help you catapult in your career progression. Pero Sir Pao, as new student, paano ba? No? Ano yung dapat kong unahin gawin? So first, we have to establish the fact that know that having multiple interests is valid. No? If someone is telling you na you just focus in one, you just tawag dito, you just be an expert of one, no? Um, if that won't be applicable to you, please know that you are valid. And I am the living proof that you are valid. No, there are some people who might be good in just one expertise, and that's okay. But there are some people who might be good in everything, and that's also okay. No, know that you are valid, and you don't have to feel guilty about having multiple interests in life. No, because we are complex human beings, and kasalanan ba natin na blessed tayo? 'Di joke. 'Di ba? So we have to know this first, and we have to accept that we are valid in having multiple interests in life. Next, explore. Start small, fail fast, and learn faster. No? Baka nape-pressure kayo na, ay, pwede pala ako magkaroon ng multiple hats, no, sa software development. Like, okay, I can be dev pala, I can be a designer pala, I can do project management pala. Sige, pagsasabay-sabayin ko sila. I would like to remind you guys that all the things that I experience, no, is just an accumulation of that 10-year experience in the industry. So hindi naman siya talaga super sabay-sabay, no. But you just have to explore, start small, no. Mas maganda na maliit pa lang yung nagagawa natin, pero we're learning fast, no. So if we fail on that particular endeavor, hindi ganun kasakit, no? Hindi ganun ka-costly maging effect sa atin. So just an example, when I was a new developer before, and I mentioned that I really had a strong interest in UX and interaction design. So while I was having my full-time job as developer, I actually got some projects in freelance to do UX design, because sabi ko, there's no better way for me to learn than to take side projects, no. It's a challenge to manage energy and manage time, but if you're gonna ask me if it is worth it, sobrang worth it. Kasi I got many insights, no, in working those small projects while juggling my full-time job as developer before. So yeah, explore, start small, keep an open mind, and don't be afraid to try new things. Okay? And lastly, please, especially for the new people, no, for the students and aspiring technology professionals, please never forget your creative side. As a tito, ayan, being in my 30s already, and as your kuya, no, these are this is one of the things that we are doing our best to prevent, no, losing our creative side. Because I believe that groundbreaking ideas in the technology sector came from those people, those old, mature people who didn't give up on their creative side. No, they did not give up on their wildest ideas. They didn't give up on their creative passions. No, they didn't give up on their creative pursuits. We have these tendencies kasi when life is really happening, especially for young people. If you will be soaking yourself in the corporate world, and you will be drowning with real life adulting problems, there is a high chance and tendency that you'll be putting aside your creative passion na, no. I've seen it in action for some friends, no, na parang when we were younger, they are really keen in observing, no, they're really keen in pitching new ideas, they're really keen in trying new things, but when they get older and life happen, tatamad na, or they're always saying to me na, Paolo, matanda na ako, no, hindi, let's just leave it to the kids. Sayang, no, sayang. And I really do hope that you guys will be um holding on to that creative passion, your passion, your fire for trying out new things until you grow old, because again, those groundbreaking ideas that we have here now came from those individuals who didn't give up on their creative sides. Now, before I end this quick talk about career and also being a multi-potentialite at work and juggling new things, juggling and trying new things in life, I always receive this. I would like to leave you guys with this quote na this is an insult actually that I've being received throughout the years, no, na lagi nila sinasabi sa akin, Paulo, a jack of all trades is a master of none, no. Bakit ang dami mong ginagawa, hindi ba mas maganda na nag nag-excel ka lang sa isang expert field and you go deeper in expertise in that area? But you know what, when I search, that is not just the whole quote pala, no, it was cut from William Shakespeare. Ang pinaka buo pala na phrase is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. No? So if you are here listening to me and you found yourself na you're in similar situation that you don't know what to do and you don't know what you want because you have a lot of things and you can do a lot of things, I would like to remind you that you are valid, and that is a valid situation to be in, because I think you are also a multi-potentialite. Juggling all these things, being in the technology sector, being in different industries, being a drag queen, who would have thought, being an LGBT advocate and being a mental health advocate, these things catapulted me in understanding many facets of life, to be honest. And it really helped me progress, in my career sessions, no. Okay? And also, I'm really reminded when I was doing this deck, I'm really reminded of that movie of Divergent series, the movie and the books. And we all know the story, na they are being separated in factions depending on their characteristics. But yung bida, sabi niya dun sa isang movie, I think that's the first book, sabi niya, I want to be brave, I want to be selfless and smart and kind and honest. And that really hit me, because why settle for one category if you can be everything? And that note, thank you so much. Ayan, that concludes my quick talk and career about being a multi-potentialite and having multiple interests in work. And I really hope you got a thing or two. Ayan, follow me on my LinkedIn. It's Paul John Domingo, and I am Paulo Domingo across socials. And let us know if you have questions in the comments. I would love to answer questions from Gen Zs, ay, as a tito. So let us know if you have questions, and we'll be going through those questions one by one later. All right.
All right. So thank you so much. Thank you very much, Paolo, for that very relatable and of course informative na presentation about being a multi-potentialite. And sobrang daming nakarelate sa audience natin, considering that most of our viewers are graduating students, and for sure, they are wondering kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin or ano yung gagawin nila when they graduate. So it's good to know that there's someone who could tell them na they can do a lot of things aside from their career, no? And they can continue with their passion kasi it would really help them to strive forward din naman. So all right. So I know that you guys have a lot of questions to our speaker for tonight because very talaga, parang very relatable, and gusto natin makarinig pa ng some of encouraging words pa from Paolo. Okay. So before we go to our ayan, my first question na pala. So when we have one from Marcy Villegas. So I self-diagnosed myself as a multipotentialite. So I thought multipotentialite is just a personality. So magagamit po pala sa career. So it's a tawag dito. Hindi pala question. So parang lang, information from Marcy na ano pala siya, hindi lang pala siya as a personality but also can be helpful in my career. That's right, Marcy. Ano naman, helpful naman talaga siya sa iyong career, especially na mention ni Paolo, no, some of the traits that you do with your other passion kasi can be helpful to your other jobs. So alright, so we have ito na, may question ata siya from Rosie. So we have from Rosie. Kapag po maraming skills and interests, many don't stay in one job for a long time compared to our parents' generation na 20 to 30 years na sa trabaho. So what is your opinion on this one?
Really nice question. Kasi in terms of generations kasi, 'di ba yung mga nasa older generation na they're being told to just yun nga as mentioned focus on just one, no? Unlike us that we're being open to the concept of multipotentiality, no? But to answer your question, yes, there are instances for some people to not stay in just one job because one of the I really recommend for you guys to read the book. Actually, this book is the inspiration of this talk, the How to Be Everything by Emily Hapnick. So that's one of my favorite books of all time. So my talk actually came from that book. So according to that book, no, there are several multipotentialite kinds in terms of workflow, and some of the characteristics of that is actually the bad characteristic of that is you jump from one career to another kasi you get bored easily, no, but we have according to that book we just have to have that balance na we have to balance the money, the meaning, and the variety as multipotentialite, because if you will just be focusing in variety and you won't be taking into account the money and the meaning of what you do, syempre baka maghirap naman po tayo, no, kakatalon ng trabaho, no. Pero yeah, that's
True,
one of
totoo.
the that's one of the pitfalls, no. That's why I really recommend for you guys to read that book because nandun yung specifics, no. Pero to answer your question, yes, it can be a pitfall, it can be a tendency, but there are ways to balance it. Pwede naman.
Alright. So thank you for that one, for your book recommendation then also no, for Rosie. So that's true naman. You can stay on your job. You can be a multi-potentialite, but all you gotta consider is yung responsibility mo and some of the things that you have to consider like the money, yung means, and if kailangan ba you have to jump from one job to another. Okay, so we have another question from Cali. Is it normal to grow out sa dream job? So would it be advisable to stay on the job or start over?
Alam yung nakakatawa, alam nare-realize ko with the kind of questions that we're receiving, ang daming multipotentialite sa call, ayan. So, again,
Actually, oh.
according to that book again, no, one of the ayun nga, I mentioned kanina that one of three factors that motivates the multipotentialites is money, meaning, ibig sabihin yung meaning ng ginagawa natin, and variety. So if you are growing out of your dream job, like you got your dream job finally, but it kind of bores you already. So considering all these three factors again, money, meaning, variety. So sa variety medyo na-bore ka na. Can you check yung two, no, yung money and meaning? Do you still feel valued? Do you still feel the meaning of what you're doing? And do you still earn a good amount of money on that? uh, as mukhang pera. Maybe
Tama.
check those, no, check those
Mm-mm.
aspects of it kasi we tend to just focus on the variety, no, as multipotentialite. Ako, ano ko din, tendency ko din to when I was younger na kapag bored na ako sa isang trabaho, I tend to jump before. Pero when I read that, it's really life changing for me. So when I read that book and read na okay, hindi lang pala yung boredom yung dapat tinitake into consideration ko and moving to other interests. Dapat may proper workflow and may proper factors, no, to think about. So yeah, okay lang naman, no, to start over, but carefully consider the other factors, no, kasi
Mm-mm.
bilang hindi tayo mayaman, no, hindi lahat tayo ay privileged, no, to jump from one job to another. We really have to carefully consider that, but again, yeah, pwede naman.
Mm-mm. All right. So thank you again for answering that question. So you have to be parang responsible be responsible na lang din if you want to quit your dream job ba or you want to start other jobs ganyan. So you have to consider
Totoo.
especially right now medyo mataas ang inflation natin
Totoo.
and you have to consider yung ano, 'di ba? Parang lilipat ba
Oo.
ako?
Totoo.
Dream job ko ba 'to? Pero mababa yung sahod ko, parang gano'n. You have to really consider
Eto.
some of the few things then before you jump to
Siguro oo,
another.
siguro
Mm.
to add din 'no, when the ito real life story 'to. When the pandemic hit, because pinagsasabay ko noon yung, being a project manager before and my group exercise instructor. So, I was teaching several, Anytime Fitness branches noon. 2020 'yun, and I was on the verge of resigning na dun sa full-time job ko kasi wait lang, parang gusto ko na dun sa gym na mag-focus. But the pandemic hit, buti na lang hindi ako nag-resign, oo.
Oo,
Ta's
buti
walang
buti na
diskusyon,
lang.
nakakaloka, 'di ba? So, buti na lang we carefully considered all the factors, 'no? And
Mm.
yun nga, as money making individuals, we really have to, sabi nga dun sa book, we have to put our essentials first, no, before jumping into conclusions, no. But that doesn't mean na hindi posible. Posible naman, pero merong
Mm.
proper way of doing that, like paunti-unti, no. Pwede
Kailangan
namang
may ipon mag-ipon ka
ipon
mag-ipon
muna,
muna.
no, na hindi tayo hasyendero at wala tayong generational wealth, oo.
Totoo.
So, kailangan mag-ipon
Totoo.
muna,
Oo.
gano'n, no. So, possible naman.
So, yeah. So, ano naman, don't lose hope naman with ano, parang doing your other hobbies. No? You have to consider lang din yung mga ano, yung mga responsibilities. And you have to sacrifice some of those hobbies para din in the near future, magawa mo kung ano talaga yung gusto mo.
True.
Okay, so we have another question from Keith. So, it's advantageous if someone knows various skills naman and very flexible and adaptable. But this might also blur the lines of your responsibilities at work. So, how do we draw a line when that happens?
Nice question. It all boils down to alignment with your boss, especially because what happened to me when I opened up that I am interested with other things other than software development, may actually supports me, and nag-limit lang kami na, okay Paulo, ito lang yung several hours na pwede mong i-allot this week for this particular job, no. We have to focus pa rin dun sa majority of your hours, which should be focused pa rin sa software development mo kasi that's
Mm-mm.
your function, eh. That's the contract is saying, no. But my boss was really understanding that I have to learn. He gets my point na I want to learn as a newbie in the tech sector before na I want to learn these things because it will give me a new insight, no, being a tech professional. So yeah, he supports me naman. So I think it just boils down to alignment with your boss and with your current company. How would they support you? And feeling ko, swerte lang ako with my company because they were really supportive about all my suggestions in terms of learning and development. So I was able to explore other stuff.
Mm-mm. So aside from the support from your company, you really have to sa sarili mo din you have to draw the line kung hanggang kailan ko ba 'to dapat gawin or kung kailan ko ba pwede siya isingit sa schedule ko. Kasi if you have a full-time job, you really have to focus on your full-time job. And syempre, wag mo naman ding iwan yung mga hobbies mo. All right.
Oo.
So we have here another question. So from Hey Altida. Di po maiiwasan na may relative na will tap you, stop, or convict you for having multiple interests. How do you handle that one? So
Yes,
medyo,
ang
medyo
lalim,
spicy tong question na to.
oo, lalim ng hugot ko dyan, kapatid, eh. Pero, yes, totoo to. Very totoo to. Kaya nga, kanina, when I was sharing nga kanina, diba, I'm sharing all those comments that I'm receiving all these years. Totoo to. I even got it from my own mom and dad na ang dami kong masyadong ginagawa. Do concern naman sila, it's just out of concern kasi nakikita nila parang ang dami kong ginagawa, wala na akong time mag-rest minsan, no? Um, how do you handle that? I just explain my side and with love, no?
Mm-mm.
Because they're still my relatives, no? I just explain my side, and if I did my part already and they didn't get it, that's on them already. So ako, alam ko yung gusto ko. Alam ko na wala naman akong ginagawang masama, and I'm just doing this out of my passion and also my fire in doing things. So yeah, I just explain and tell them with love and with lambing na kasi ginagawa ko po to kasi ganito ganyan, and if hindi nila na-gets yun, that's on them na, 'di ba?
Mm-mm. So it's really important din naman, parang important din na you if you don't get support from your relatives, well, it might help naman you get support from your friends, and of course, wag mo
Friends,
rin
true.
kakalimutan niya you're explaining to your to your relatives na gusto kong gawin to kasi ito yung mga benefits and all of those things. So yeah. Okay, so we have another question from Rosie. So for graduating students po, what skill set is most sought after by employers?
Ito guys, throughout these years, I'm also interviewing fresh graduates, no, sa company. And ako kasi, personally, I'm not really particular with with the technical side. Though it's really, kumbaga parang it's a high skill and it's a high advantage for you to have these kind of technical skills, but I'm really after, as I've said kanina, adaptability and rapid learning. I always ask the people, how comfortable are you in learning new technologies, because as for new students, or as for new tech professionals and graduating students, your main focus should be exposing yourself to a lot of things, because you have to know all the facets of software development. um so yeah, you have to learn that skill muna and be comfortable in learning new things, because it's not comfortable, no, to learn
Mm-mm.
new things. It will force you to go out to that comfort zone na wait lang, hindi ko alam tong part na to, no. So it will be a skill talaga to get to get
Mm-mm.
comforted with learning new skills, no. So I think that is the most sought after, especially with all my experiences also with organizations. Pag fresh grad, yun yung tinitingnan talaga nila.
All right. So, take note of that, Rosie. You have to really be adaptable sa mga if you want to yun yung mga usually hinahanap ng employers right now. So, it's true naman because aside from the skills, of course, growing din yung technology. So, you have to really be adaptable
Right.
with the growth of it. Okay, so we have next question from Marcy Villegas. So, how do you manage your energy? So, sometimes di ko po alam uunahin kung projects from different interests. So, yan. So,
Or
marami kang variety ng gusto mong gawin pero yung energy mo is siyempre pag as you grow, 'di ba? As you grow old,
yes.
so medyo nakakatamad na,
Oo.
napapagod na ako parang
Nakakapagod
gano'n.
na ako, gusto ko na lang mag-Netflix, mga gano'n. Pero hindi, since
Totoo.
marami tayong hanas, ganyan.
Oo.
Pero to answer Marcino, really relatable, really relatable. Again, ire-reference ko ulit sa book. I really highly recommend their book. According din sa book, there are there are many workflows in managing multiple projects, no. But first, you have to know um your limits. That's the very first thing that you have to know about yourself. Because yes, ang dami nating gusto. Oo, ang dami nating interest sa buhay, no? Ang dami nating gusto natin talagang sulitin, no? Yung stay natin sa earth, no? But at the same time, we
Totoo.
only have one body, no? And we have limited resources, money, energy, no? And also we have to take care of ourselves, no? So syempre, how can you do these things if you're sick, 'di ba? And according to
Totoo.
that book, you have to manage your time, not only your time, but also your energy. And to answer your question, how do you manage your energy? First, I took the advice from the author to know myself first. Hanggang saan yung limit ko? um if I take two projects and dinagdagan ko pa ng pangatlo, magbe-breakdown na ba ako? Mga gano'n. Kung kung kaya ko ng tatlo ngayon, dinagdagan ko pa ng apat, in the past ba, umiyak na ba ako sa harapan ng laptop? Mga gano'n. So you have to check your historical data, no. In the past ba, ano yung hanggang saan ako? Ano yung na-stress ako ng sobra, ano yung naiyak ako sa harap ng laptop habang gumagawa ako ng project ko. So yun, you have to know your limits first.
Mm.
And that helped me adjust my day-to-day activities na na-realize ko na, okay, pang-apat na project hindi na pala kaya. So, hindi na ako tumatanggap. And ini-schedule ko siya per day na, okay, particular time of the day to gagawin ko. And kung may blockers, susunod, ibabalik ko dun sa kabilang project na ginagawa ko. So, it's really based on your personal talaga day-to-day activities. But know your
Mm.
limits first.
Alright, so that's how you maintain your energy, no, Mars. You really have to know yourself kung hanggang saan
Oo,
ka
at
lang ba pwedeng
matulog ha. Oo.
uso matulog, huwag masyadong
Gusto matulog.
magpuyat.
Oo.
Okay, so as much as we want to answer all of your questions, this is gonna be the last question for Paolo. So this is from Eric Mark Carno. So good evening, sir. Among those skills, sir, what is most important skill that help you in your journey?
Ang ganda ng tanong. Nice, Eric. Thank you so much for that wonderful question. What a way to close the night, no? Um, what I mentioned, the rapid learning, it's a special talent or a special skill of multipotentialite people, because when we are interested in one subject, we will be putting that 110 focus on that particular subject in learning that. So me having these kind of interest across these years, that rapid learning skill, and that 100% 110 focus on studying an interest kapag bago siya sa akin, yun nakatulong talaga sa akin. Like for example, when I was transitioning from being a developer to project management, it's really a big leap kasi magkaibang hats yun. But
Mm-mm.
I'm really interested in taking a leadership role, so I had to study and I had to take trainings. And my colleagues were surprised that, oh my god, at a young age you were able to nail this training and have that role kasi nga you are interested with that, no? So that rapid learning skill really helped me with my journey all these years, and yun yung baon ko hanggang ngayon.
Alright. So, thank you for sharing that one, 'no. So, yung rapid learning din talaga ang makakatulong kay Eric if you want to ano, parang you want to master yung skills mo for ano, for your career. Alright, so that's all for our Q&A session. Again, thank you so much, Paolo, for answering all of the questions ng ating audience for tonight. It's really, really relatable. And I hope maraming natutunan yung mga ano natin, mga viewers natin tonight. So mostly mga, parang feeling ko mga nagtanong mostly mga graduating students, and medyo nalulost sila kasi they wanted to know ano ba yung dapat nilang gawin when they graduate. So it's good
Yeah.
to know na maraming na-share si Paula sa atin for tonight. And of course, yung book recommendation niya. So pwede nyo nang i-add to cart yan. So, basahin nyo na siya. Alright. So, before we dive naman to our announcements, Paolo, is there anything else you wanted to add to our viewers?
Yeah, I just want to thank for Stack League for having me. It's been a great pleasure sharing these experiences, these real life experiences to the young people. And I want to thank you guys for our viewers here in joining us tonight. Maraming salamat po. And if ever after the show, if may mga questions kayo, please feel free to reach out on my socials. I'll be happy to assist you guys. And have a great day, and good luck on your future tech careers.
Alright. Thank you, Paolo. Good evening. Thank you. Alright. So again, if you need more details, you can connect with our speaker after the session. You can connect with Paolo after using his in via his LinkedIn. So it's Paulo John Domingo. All social media at I am Paulo Domingo. So yeah, you can connect with him after our session. All right. So thank you everyone for your questions, and thank you Paolo for answering our participants' questions, of course, for that very insightful presentation about being a multipotentialite. Okay. So that concludes the StackLeague career session, being a multipotentialite in tech industry, and now we move on to the next program of our session. So whether you're a career shifter or who's a graduating student who is interested in pursuing a career in tech and would love to start their journey as a programmer or developer, our full stack coding bootcamp might be something for you. So to discuss more about the full stack coding bootcamp, we have here Haifa Karina, the head of growth of StackTrek.
On. If today you are very interested to pursue a career as a coder in the IT industry, but isn't confident with your skills or with having zero or minimal experience, then this opportunity is for you. In the next few minutes, you'll learn about the StackTrek Full Stack Bootcamp that trains you to become a job ready programmer in just 4 months. So, as you can see here, you have two options. The first one is the co living bootcamp. This is the first of its kind here in the Philippines as it combines both learning and lifestyle into one exciting and rewarding experience. It means you will be living in one building with other boot campers, and you will be able to leverage all of the amenities and the social experience of learning with other boot campers. And then the other option is digital. It is virtual, that means you can take this bootcamp anywhere. By anywhere, it means if you are in the province, then you can take this bootcamp at the comforts of your home. Or if you enjoy traveling, then you can also take the bootcamp while you are traveling. Now, for you to be able to understand and get a picture of what exactly are we going to do when we enter the boot camp. So let's assume that you already applied and earned a slot in the boot camp. Here in the next few minutes, you can also imagine and also experience virtually what it is like, what you will be doing, and what will be the experience like learning with StackTrack. So the first thing that you do in your day is have the daily discussions with your trainers and peers. So since you will be building real world applications, always remember that in this boot camp, we focus on your practical skills, the skills that you can really use and immediately practice. And in your daily discussions with your trainer, you will be covering various topics. And the topics that you will be covering will depend based on what module you are in during that day or during that week. So remember, you are building real world applications, and the benefit here for you, especially if you have zero experience yet, is that at the end of the boot camp, you will already have a bunch of projects that can showcase your skills based on the real world applications that you already built. So the next thing that you do after your daily discussions with your trainers and peers is that you now go on and do and complete your hands-on coding modules. It also covers advanced curriculum. We want to focus on the topics and the skills that is relevant today, not relevant 5 years ago, but relevant today and in the future as well. So after you go through the module, do the exercises, learn the things that you need to learn, once you hit a bump or you're having a difficulty, the platform or the bootcamp has a one-on-one live trainers capability. And what exactly is this? So in just one click, when you are having a problem with the exercises that you're doing or the project that you are doing, in just one click, you get connected to the next available trainer, and then you will be able to chat with that trainer immediately. So you can share your screen with the trainer, you can code together with your trainer, and you can discuss with the trainer with the challenges that you are having. As you can see, it's quite different because as you code together with your trainer, it feels like it's very interactive and it's very personal because the trainer is focused on you as you try to learn that specific skill or try to resolve that specific challenge. So here we would like to show you what it is like. So here we have an example of a trainer named John, and John is talking with his trainer and trying to consult the problem that he is having. So on the right side, there is that chat, and then at the middle is you can see the code that they are working or coding together. And this is an example of one of the projects from one of our boot campers. So they are building real world applications so that at the end of the boot camp, again, you will have a portfolio ready that showcases your acquired skills. But one of the important things that we also would like to highlight is that in this boot camp, it's not just about the technologies that you learn. At the start of the boot camp, you are going to focus on the module that builds you your core foundation. And having a strong coding foundation allows you to learn different technologies faster. The full stack bootcamp has demo days. So we have demo days each month. And what I will show you is one of the websites built by one of the programmers, and that he was able to build this website in just 1 month in the bootcamp. So as you can see, even if you have zero background, the bootcamp is beginner friendly enough for you to understand and be able to build websites even if you have zero background. In the StackTrack Bootcamp, the platform that you will be using is the most advanced training technology here in the Philippines. And the big difference here, we are more focused on having you do more coding hours. If you do more hands-on, you are able to apply immediately the skills that you just learned. The more you apply the skills, the more you realize the things that you need to improve on. And as you learn and apply these skills, you get better and better at it. There you have two options, the co-living and the digital. Digital is virtual, so you can take this one anywhere. And co-living is that you will be living with other boot campers and learning at the same time. Now, we would like to add more details on what the co-living is like. So the co-living bootcamp, you don't have to worry about anything else but to learn and experience life. You don't have to worry about spending for food anymore. It is already covered. Also, the accommodation is also included. The good thing about it is that beyond just learning, of course, we need to live our lives. There is a rooftop wherein if you need a breather, you can just be there, get some air. There are lounges that you can chill around. So in the co-living boot camp, it's really different than just a typical boot camp. You learn because that's the main thing that you want to do in the boot camp. But also there are in-person sessions wherein you get inspired from people from the industry. In the co-living boot camp, there are barbecue nights, movie nights, and weekend parties that you can be part of and socialize. You can also leverage on the amenities and gym program. This is what it looks like to be part of the co-living bootcamp. It's very different. You learn, but at the same time, you have fun. So the co-living bootcamp is situated mainly around BGC and Makati. So you can imagine that if you want to also go out, it's BGC is just 5 minutes walking distance. And the benefits of being part of the bootcamp is that we have job partners wherein we negotiated with them that if you are a graduate of the bootcamp, you will have at least 25 to 30K starting salary. And this is quite high considering that you have zero experience and you are still starting out. So one of the key benefits here at StackTrack Full Stack Bootcamp is that more than just a learning, we help you accelerate your career. So don't worry about having zero experience. Don't worry about being a non-coder and you want to enter the industry. Because if you finish and be a graduate of the bootcamp, you already have guaranteed job interviews. And if you graduate at the top 30, then you have guaranteed job offers already. There's no stopping you in getting the IT industry. As long as you are with the StackTrack Full Stack Bootcamp, then the opportunities for you is beyond just learning. It goes over to you landing your first job and landing a highly paying job as well. So here, why IT? These are just the published rates of IT today. If you have 1 to 4 years, you will be earning on average 45K monthly. If with 5 years, you will be earning around 80K. As you level up, let's say to senior manager, you can even go to 172,000 for your monthly salary. Once you are able to enter the IT industry, the first step is the hardest, but once you are already in, over opportunities are left and right. So you really have high earning potential once you are able to enter the IT industry. And with that one, if you are interested, you can apply now. The link is here below. It's bit.ly/StackTrack Bootcamp application. And if you have questions, then feel free to find us on Facebook. You can message us there. And we hope that the Stack Track Full Stack Bootcamp is one of the opportunities that you will leverage on as you enter the IT industry and land your first tech job. And with that one, thank you so much, everyone, and have a good day.
All right. So thank you so much, Haifa, for that very informative presentation about the full stack coding bootcamp. So if you have any more questions about the Stack Track bootcamp, you can message us on our Facebook page at fb.com/stacktrack. All right. So let's move forward for our upcoming Stack League events this February on March. So yearly, we have mga events naman, mga tech sessions and career sessions. Okay, so we have the StackLeague Tech Session, Innovating with Java, the latest trends and best practices on February 23, Thursday, 6 p.m. at Microsoft Philippines, so Makati City. So this is going to be an on-site event. So of course, live broadcast will also be available for our online viewers naman. So sa mga friends ko dyan sa NCR, sa Makati, or malapit sa Makati, see you there on February 23. So you can register at bit.ly/stackleague-java-trends. And we also have Stack League PWA Pilipinas Career Session. So it's me, hi, I'm the brand on February 28th, Tuesday, again, 6 p.m. And you can register via bit.ly/stackleague-fev28. And we also have another career session beginning with Jetpack Compose on Android development on March 9, Thursday, 6 p.m. You can also register via bit.ly/stackleague-mar9. And of course, it's a yearly initiative of StackLeague to host numerous career and tech sessions. And there are plenty of you guys, there are plenty of opportunities for you guys to learn here in StackLeague. All you have to do is go to facebook.com or fb.com/stackleague/events for the registration details and get the latest updates. Okay, so to help the Stack League naman, Stack League team improved the sessions for you. Answer this question form via bit.ly/Stack League sessions feedback, or you can scan the QR code flash on your screen. So we would like to hear your feedback, guys. So pwede rin kayo mag-comment kung ano yung gusto nyong next na topic natin for our session. Okay, so that's all for our announcement. So okay, so on behalf of Stack League team, I would like to say thank you to everybody for joining the Stack League career session, being a multi-potentialite in tech industry. So if you don't have a Stack League account yet, make sure to sign up now and choose your league now and at stackleague.com. And of course, invite your friends and family who you think should be part of the league. So see you guys at the next Stack League event. Again, this has been your host, King, and good night, everyone.